Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Now, we all know Ian Blackford is a bit past it. He's only 62, he's not much older than me. He looks much, much older, but it's a hard life being a humble crofter, I suppose. But he's sitting there and he comes out and says the most ridiculous thing. He's claiming that Nicola Sturgeon, the one he knew, the Nicola Sturgeon he knew, wouldn't be the sort of person that would use the COVID pandemic to her personal advantage and politicise the decisions. I think he must know a completely different Nicola Sturgeon. There must be someone running around Scotland with the same name as the Nicola Sturgeon we know, who's probably a very nice person, I'm sure. But he certainly can't be talking about former First Minister Nicola Sturgeon, can he? Because if he is, he's completely lost it. He has lost the plot. He needs to go back to the ward and have the doctor administer some more antipsychotics. Deary me. We'll take a look at this to see why this man has completely lost the plot. Not the Nicola Sturgeon he knew. Come off it, mate. Here goes. Ian Blackford claims the Nicola Sturgeon he knew wouldn't politicise the COVID pandemic. Now, he's saying this the day after Liz Lloyd, Professor Woolhouse and Gregor Smith have all said that she did. Liz Lloyd herself said that they were looking for reasons to make differences. They wanted constantly to create these rammies with England, as they called it. They wanted to use the powers that they could get and gain more powers in order to force differences purely for political reasons. This has come out in evidence. This is now fact. And Billy Bunter thinks that this is not true and that she would never have... Nicola Sturgeon would never have done this. It's fact. It's admitted. They talked about it. They've got the proof. They've got the messages. And this old fool is still trying to protect her. I think he's basically trying to protect the party, trying to be nice, trying to be super, because he's desperate to get into the House of Lords and he's desperate to try and get the party to change their opinion. That's what this is. Because he knows he isn't going to get in at Holyrood. He's retired. He's going to be retired come the next election from MP. By retired, he means jump before push, of course. But then he realises he'd have to go and try and parachute himself into a safe seat at Holyrood in time for the Holyrood elections, where they're likely to get trounced again anyway, and there's other people with better claims. So he knows he's not going to get in at Holyrood. So the only route back for him to earn a nice little stipend and not do any work is the House of Lords. Well. That goes against the grain for the SNP, so he's desperate, isn't he? So now what's he doing? He's trying to bolster his credentials. I'm going to stand by. I'm going to show great loyalty. I'm going to say here and speak the most unutterable horseshit you have ever heard, but on the hope that I can get into the oldie housey lordsy. Oh, sod off, Billy. Anyway, the former Westminster leader stuck up for his old ally as he claimed that all the decisions made by the Scottish Government were recorded. Yes, on WhatsApp and then deleted, and defended the ex-First Minister deleting her COVID WhatsApps. He's defending her from destroying evidence. Really, it's not a good look, Ian. Anyway, one of Nicola Sturgeon's closest allies has come out to bat for her. I think she bats for the other side. Puerile, I know, but hey. They started it. Anyway, as she faces damning criticism over her handling of the COVID pandemic, or lack of handling. For her, it wasn't a COVID pandemic, it was an option to split the UK. Former Westminster leader Ian Blackford claimed that the woman he knew would not have politicised the public health crisis. As I say, he obviously didn't know Nicola Sturgeon very well, or he knew a different Nicola Sturgeon from the one that actually did politicise the whole thing. The former First Minister attempted to stop the coup, which led to Mr Blackford quitting as the Nationalist leader in the House of Commons, with the pair remaining close. Although how close you can physically get from him, it's about that far, isn't it? The old belly in the way. And he jumped to her defence when asked about evidence from the UK COVID inquiry, which suggested that she deleted all her WhatsApps. Not just suggested, she's now admitted it. Miss Sturgeon has claimed that no decisions were made on that platform. Bullshit. But correspondence between her and her right-hand woman, Liz Lloyd, revealed that this is not true. They've put may not be true, but we know it's not true. Bullshit. I'm calling it. Anyway, they discussed restrictions on the number of people at weddings, as amongst other things. But Mr. Blackford blindly backed her when interviewed by Good Morning Scotland, because what else is he going to do? He's desperate for that House of Lordship, and he doesn't want to rock any boats, does he? He said, I think it's worth saying that all of the decisions that were taken by the First Minister and others are properly documented by civil servants who were in that room. Again, let's bring in and back in the horse. It needs to empty itself right in front, because, again, it's a massive pile of shit. The guy knows he's lying. The guy knows that what he's saying is complete rubbish, and yet he's saying it. But it's not what he's saying, of course. It's why he's saying it. It's the House of Lords. That's why he's saying it. Defend, defend, defend. Show loyalty to the party, and hopefully the party will show loyalty to me, he's thinking. But they don't. They have no loyalty. These people are all sociopaths. They don't care, Ian. They certainly don't care about a wee humble crofter. But the inquiry heard that some of the key meetings held by Miss Sturgeon and her inner circle, known as Gold Command. I don't want to know about her inner circle, thank you. These were known as Gold Command summits, and they were not minuted at all. They were secret, sleek-it, snidey, hidden away from view. Nobody must ever know. Things were discussed that must never be released, and decisions were taken that nobody must ever find out about. And it was therein where decisions were made, and where 4,500 old people were genocided by the SNP, allegedly. The Scottish Government has indicated its compliance with inquiry in all of this, he said, in stark contrast with the UK Government that actually took the COVID inquiry to court to stop the publication of all their messages. The courts threw that away, thankfully. It's not as though the SNP has a history of going to court to stop things coming out, like, the Alex Salmond evidence, where they went to court and the court said it must be published, and they're still not publishing it. They're spitting in the face of the court now. I hope the court and the judge pulls them back and does them for contempt. That would be nice. He was asked by the interviewer why his former boss had deleted her messages when it was clear the inquiry wanted to look at how decisions were made, and he gushed about his close relationship with her. He said, let me say to you that I guess in that role that I played as a Westminster leader, I was privileged in the sense that I had regular conversations with the former First Minister as a colleague and her friend. Not answering the question, though, are you, Ian? You can tell you what, all you need to do is just stand there and caressing a Greg sausage roll. Go, tell the truth, Greg. Tell the truth, Ian. And this can be yours. And he'd be a little hand reach out. No, we need to know the truth. And then he'll tell it, and then you give him it, and he'll be precious, scoffing it down like Gollum. There he is. How can he possibly defend her? How on earth can Billy Bunter defend Cranky when Cranky's admitted deleting them, and Liz Lloyd has said yes, decisions were made? And yet there he is, defending the indefensible, because he's got no option. The beckoning of the Lords, 100,000 a year, no work, and just sitting there pretending that he's important. But he's not. He's a joke, really, isn't he? Coming up, old Billy Bunter could quite easily sell his soul for a Greg sausage roll. And yet there he is, bending over as much as he can to defend Nippy. Why? Why? Does he not see how bad it is? Does he not realise that she is done? Has he not seen read the room? He's not seen the memo. Everyone else is dropping her. Everyone else is distancing themselves. And yet there he is, tying himself to her mast, as it were. Maybe he'll go down with her. Anyway, I shall stop there. Thank you very much for watching. Do please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment. Please share the video. And I will leave you with that. Thank you very much for watching. Till next time, goodbye.